Let's go all the way back. All the way back to before time.
What, the Land Before Time? You know,
1980.
Littlefoot was a handy
before the
cameraman.
internet, before writing, before the written word, before Jesus.
I mean,
1980
all of those things.
BC.
So we're going to be talking about Cannibal Holocaust.
Oh.
Not the...
No real easy way to jump into a Cannibal Holocaust, huh?
Not really.
Huh. So, David, explain... Can you give... Now, that title's a bit much. Can you explain to the viewers why would I ever want to watch a movie called Cannibal Holocaust? And why is it one of the most influential films of all time?
You know, I really can't. This has been a movie I've been aware of for a very long time, and curious to see. Curious being the keyword.
This had a budget of $100,000.
This was a bigger
only
budget.
Made $2 million.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it was shot on film, so
Oh, God.
it's expensive, and it was on location. All right, so here's the plot. So in 1979, you get a group of, I think it's 4 reporters that go to a part of the Amazon known as the Green Inferno. Of course, inspired the Eli Roth film of the same name. These reporters go to the Green Inferno to make a documentary about the natives of the land that are presumed cannibal tribes.
Yes.
Now, whether or not that's true of the real natives of the Amazon, well, I'll tell you, it's a no. There's some that perform slight cannibalism in terms of like a post-mortem ritual for their elders. But this film doesn't need nuance.
But I think the framing of this movie is actually different though, because that's
the start. That's what we're introduced to.
No, we're introduced.
We then see a professor from the University of New York.
It opens with that.
Goes to retrieve this footage.
It opens with that.
Right, but I'm saying like that's the main thing he's going after.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
You start with the sequence of this other professor going to it, and it's done very much in the style of like NBC Newsline, Dateline reports, you know?
Yep.
4 reporters disappeared one Saturday evening as they took a funny little boat down to the Amazon. A professor from the New York University, well, he took a plane, the silly man, to go and see what the heebie-jeebies is going down.
That's not in the actual movie. What the fuck?
Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You might remember me from other documentaries such as Green Inferno. Do you like my Troy McClure?
Yeah.
This movie would be so much better if Troy McClure was like, he just jumps into frame. So ouchie, wouchie. That's a lot of violence, eh?
So he goes to the Amazon to see where these documentarians have gone.
Yes,
right?
to recover, hopefully them, if not them, find out what happened to them, some of their footage, things like that.
And when he's there, he meets up with the natives and finds out that the documentarians are dead. Because he sees like their remains, he sees all their film cartridges hung up.
So then he looks over the footage and he sees a rough edit. And most of the film is him watching this rough edit. And, you know, some of the like newsroom and university scholars saying like, hey, so, hey, buddy, when are we going to see this hot new film you got? And he's going to be like, and he's just like, no. No. You haven't seen it. It's no. Look at me right in my mustache. No.
And then we watch it.
And you're like, Faye Daniels? Oh no.
God damn it.
That was the girl. So yeah, then we see some pretty crazy horrific stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to hear your thoughts on it. What are your takeaways from it? Because I was surprised in a very good way, and then really disappointed in.
So my takeaways are, I was expecting it to not be that impactful, whereas in reality it's extremely disgusting, and it's probably like one of the most physical reactions I've had to a movie, where I actually thought I was gonna like I honestly thought I was gonna throw up watching this movie, and I've never had that reaction. Normally, you see something in a movie and you're like, okay, cool.
And this is not our first foray into like extremism in films.
No.
You know, literally just this episode you mentioned The House That Jack Built, which is not the most extreme, but it's, you know, it has a taste of it.
The House That Jack Built is like a Sunday morning cartoon compared to this.
Yeah.
Like this, there's just things in this movie that are so difficult to watch. There is also the score to this movie is like, that melody is just like really beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, it's the score is really good.
I love it.
Yeah.
And that being played over rape,
mutilation.
Yeah, it's just it's this weird
cannibalism, forced like burning alive.
Yeah, I was looking for a word for that.
Animal abuse and mutilation, and
it's a weird combination, but for what they're going for, it's almost like masterful, because it's this like beautiful score overlaid with this imagery that's just completely horrific and monstrous.
So to say this is a evilly made film does not mean it's a badly made film.
No, and I kind of hate that it's actually that I'm kind of impressed by it.
Right? It's like, really frustrating.
I wish this movie was terrible. I wish this movie was like Green Inferno bad, so I could just write it off as nothing. But at the same time, it's working in the way it's it's trying to work.
So,
and I hate that.
One of the things that I was the most surprised by in the film Cannibal Holocaust is that I was misled by the title, but then the title made a lot of sense. The true savagery portrayed in this movie is from an unexpected source.
Yeah.
And I thought that was actually really, really smart and interesting, and not at all level of nuance that I was expecting. The true horror of this film, while there is some in the film, like a lot of it is really, really hard to watch in a way that you wouldn't expect, knowing that you're watching a found footage film with incredibly outdated views of the Amazon natives. It's still like, I don't know. It has this level of realism because some of it is. All of the scenes depicting animal torture are real. And those are really, really tough to go through. Even if you didn't know they were real, they're still real tough.
I know the monkey scene got you the most, but the turtle scene.
Scene was not a walk in the park. None of them are a walk in the park.
The turtle scene was so long, and it was so brutal. It's just like in like fucking burned into my brain. I can't get it out of my head. Like, it's fucking with me so much. Every single day I think about it.
Let's talk a bit about the impact of the film and some of the things it did behind the scenes.
Let's talk about impact.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the cultural impact of this movie. So clearly it spawned an entire genre of renegade filmmakers into millionaires. Like, it completely, it succeeded in exactly what it was trying to achieve. Sergio Leone wrote a letter to the director after watching it premiere in Milan and said something along the lines of like, I think you've made one of the best films of our generation, but I worry that others might not like it. And not like it was very generous. So a little over a week after it made its debut, it was confiscated by the government. The director was arrested. And like all of the film was like every single copy. It was literally, they were like, you cannot ever show this. It was so believable as a snuff film that the director had to go to court on charges of murder, which of course he got the actors to show up and be like, lol, I'm not dead though. And they were still like, I don't know. They're like, show us the turtle. And he was like, I can't do that. I can't bring the turtle out. And they were like, please. So the thing that Paranormal Activity did, where they made their people disappear, and it was just like, guys, I don't know who these people are. This one was like, we have not seen these people. You murdered them. It's a slightly different level of intensity. This film also led to a complete rework of home video distribution in the UK. Like, it actually had classifications. It started that, an equivalent to the MPAA in terms of like rating, but for home video in the UK. It started its own genre called video nasties, which is all the ones that they were like, no, you should not watch this. It has extreme sexual carnage and violence in it.
I'm pretty sure Alamo Theaters does a bunch of video nasty.
Yes,
screenings.
They got very popular.